Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. The phrase of the day is stop going down rabbit holes. Okay? My number's all over the place, my phone number. You can always call me with pre-purchase questions about my programs. You'd probably be amazed at the number of calls I get from people that try to work this surplus funds niche. They try to work it without actually any formal training. So they go after everything. First of all, they go after only the super high dollar stuff, which is not where you need to live, by the way. That's a lot more competitive, and there's usually a reason if there's $300,000 there. It's usually an IRS tax lien that's due the money, not the person. But still, go for whatever you want. But I get calls where people go, "Oh my gosh, I need help. Please help me. Here's what's going on." And I'll hear them out. I had a guy say, "Hey, I had 4 heirs." Okay, first of all, you didn't, because you don't know if they were really heirs. They told you they were the heirs, and that's it. And guess what? People lie about that. But okay, you had 4 heirs. You signed up 3 of the 4. All right, you can go after 3/4 of the surplus if it's an even distribution. And there was not, if there was an even distribution, there wasn't a will, there wasn't an executor, there wasn't. Plus, I know for a fact, 90% of you guys don't research debt. You think you can just call the name on the list and work it. So we run into that. This guy's just hammering away at the $156,000 deal. He's got 3 of the 4 people signed up on a really small split, a really small deal that he was going to make. But still, he goes, the 4th one put me off. And then they got back to me and said, hey, they got summary administration. In other words, they're going to be the executor of the deal. And he said, so how do I enforce the other 3? You don't. You don't. That executor is now in charge of the financial affairs of that estate. So you're screwed. It's that simple. This is one of the reasons why we avoid, with most of our programs, estate and probate issues. Okay? There's certain, I've told you, ways to get around that kind of stuff. You can see my other videos on that in some instances. But I told him, I said, you're screwed. You need to drop it. No. I've got these 3 people under contract and I got to make this work and da-da-da-da. No, you really don't. There's probably a lot more people on the list you got that you could contact. And now she has summary administration, which means she's the executor, which means all money has to flow through her, or at least under her administration, right? She gets to say what happens and she'll break it out herself. The other 3 people don't matter. What you just did was a monstrous waste of time. And all you're doing right now is wasting your time. Wasting your time. I get this stuff all the time, guys. I used to have a guy that was with us, with Jeff and I, and we had a deal where it was $330,000, and the lady passed. She had 2 sisters that we contacted trying to figure out how to take care of this, or we were even going to open up the estate at that point. They came clean and said she willed all of her money to this guy named John Raleigh, who was a pilot. We found a John Raleigh, about the right age, in his 70s. Apparently this woman had an affair with this guy, or not an affair, but had a whirlwind romance with this guy for like 3 to 6 months and decided to will everything to him, and then passed away. The guy we found was married, and I talked to him. I actually called him, talked to him, and he said, this was years ago, he said, hey, I've gotten notice from the state on this. I've gotten all this other stuff. I'm not the guy. I'm not the John Raleigh. Now, in my mind, I was like, okay, it doesn't even matter if this guy is the right John Raleigh, right? Because he's never going to say he is. He said he's not. He knows there's $330,000 there, and he's going, it's not me. It's not me. Okay? So the guy that was with us at the time was like, oh no, he had an affair with her, and he's trying to cover it up, and he's married now, so he's trying to hide it. And what we can do is we can meet him, and we can give him cash instead, and we can go around that and keep it, from his wife. And I was just like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is a rabbit hole. We cannot find any other John Raleigh. This guy's saying he's not the right guy. He's been approached before. It's $330,000. All right? There's no way we're going to get this taken care of like that. Now, can we hire the attorney and open an estate and go after with the daughters? Maybe. But it was willed to this guy. He could still, at that point, show up. The point I'm trying to proof here is it's really easy to get caught up in the deal. It's really easy to go right down that rabbit hole and try to make deals work that aren't going to work. Guys, there is so much opportunity in this business. Stop going down rabbit holes. Stop. During the time you wasted on that deal you're not going to put together, during all that time, you could have put 3 deals together. Hope this helps.